cells, and reproduction. Over 300 years ago, a scientist named Robert Hooke devised the first crude microscope. Having shaved off a thin slice of cork with a keenly horned razor, he observed via candlelight that the cork was composed of a vast collection of small, nearly identical repeating units or chambers. He called these chambers cell, which is Latin for a small box or a room. It is from here that the word cell began to be associated with the most basic unit of life. The discovery that organisms, large or small, all consisted of various collections of cells was pivotal in turning biology into a far more systematic and rigorous discipline than it was before. The discovery would have major consequences in the field of medicine and pathology as well. If you take an onion peel, stain it with a stain, and place it under a microscope, you observe a large number of highly similar structures. You will also notice that the size of the individual structures or cells is fairly uniform, regardless of the size of the onion itself. Thus, the size of an organism depends more on the number of cells contained within it rather than the size of individual cells. Also, if you repeated the experiment with some pond water, you would discover all kinds of strangely shaped and beautiful organisms that seem to be composed of just a single cell. Such organisms are called unicellular, meaning one-celled organisms. Organisms that you see in daily life are of course multicellular. The shape and size of cells are dictated by their habitat, the availability of energy and nutrients, and the functions they perform. A nerve cell will differ vastly from a liver cell as their locations and functions are highly differentiated and specialized. But having said that, they will also have several interesting similarities. In order to accomplish life functions, they both contain even smaller specialized structures. All cells need to protect the physical integrity of their structure, and as a result, all cells are surrounded by some kind of protective layer. This layer may be limited to a thin membrane, as is the case of many animal cells, or it may also contain a wall, as it is seen in plant cells. We shall see how all of these components function in the next section.